So I played Arena Breakout and Delta Force to test out which one is better. And honestly, it made me surprised than I thought, because on the surface, both games look almost the same. Realistic shooting, extraction gameplay, loot, shoot, and escape. But the moment you actually start playing them, everything changes, and it feels completely different. And here, if you choose the wrong one, you're either going to waste your time or get frustrated and quit. That's exactly the problem. These games don't explain themselves properly, and most players jump in with the wrong expectations. And I've seen players dropping the game before they even understand it. If you're trying to decide between these two, you're in the right video. Because we're not just going to talk about surface-level things. We're going all the way from first impressions and how the gameplay actually feels, how good the graphics and optimization really are, the grind and progression system so you don't waste your time, the PvP experience, which is honestly one of the most important part to give you that satisfaction feel, the pay-to-win elements, that big annoying thing completely destroys players' motivation, and honestly, one of this game contains it. And lastly, the big problem these both games have currently, which is a little bit controversial and that may separate many players. So, this video basically deciding not just which game is good, but which one is actually worth your time long term, so that you save your precious time. Let's start from Arena Breakout. It's a hardcore extraction shooter built around realism, economy, and high-risk gameplay. The entire progression system is based on a currency called coin. Players earn coin through looting in raids, killing enemies and taking their gear, selling expensive materials, or completing missions. This currency is then used to buy weapons, build loadouts, purchase armor, and so on. It's directly tied to how efficiently you loot and survive. Now coming to gameplay mechanics. Arena Breakout is extremely slow-paced and designed to simulate realistic combat. Every movement is tied to stamina. Running drains stamina, jumping drains stamina, even small movements require controlled usage. This means you cannot move freely like it's a fast-paced shooter. You have to manage stamina carefully, otherwise you become vulnerable during fights. Sound and movement awareness are also very strict. Even slight movement creates footsteps. Especially for mobile users, the compass indicator shows direction of sound. This makes movement more punishing and requires constant awareness. You might be thinking enemy has not seen you, but they get second chance to see you through that audio indicator. Basically, this game is designed for strategic play, not aggressive rushing. And for fast-paced players like Call of Duty Warzone or PUBG, this can feel punishingly slow. Weapon handling is also highly realistic. There is no clear bullet counter in the UI. You don't always know how many bullets you're left with, so you must always manually check magazines. You can only reload if ammo is in your pocket or chest rig. If ammo is in your backpack, the character will not reload. This forces players to manage inventory properly before fights. Poor preparation can lead to losing fights even with good positioning. The health system is detailed and segmented. The game shows a full body panel of head, chest, legs, and each part can take different levels of damage, depending on the damage type. If it's light damage, you must use bandages. If heavy, it requires surgical kits. If you use the wrong item, it can get wasted. This system adds depth and increases complexity. Unlike Arena Breakout, which stays strictly focused on extraction gameplay, Delta Force also includes additional modes such as Warfare, which is a large-scale battlefield mode, and limited-time 8v8 team deathmatch events. But the developers are clearly positioning operations as the main identity of the game. Its overall game design is heavily focused on operations mode. As like coins in Arena Breakout, Delta Force also has tickets, coins, and Mandel bricks, which you've to acquire during raids to buy weapons, skin, and use in Lucky Draw. Now coming to movement and overall gameplay. Delta Force offers a much more fluid and responsive movement system. Movement is smooth and quick. Players can move from cover to cover efficiently. Actions feel less delayed and more natural. This makes the gameplay feel more smooth-paced. Animations are also more polished. Character transitions feel smoother. Movement inputs respond quickly. Joystick control feels consistent and fluid. This gives players more confidence during combat. But this game does include a stamina system. However, stamina regenerates quickly. You are not forced into slow movement for long durations. This ensures that gameplay remains active and fast enough, instead of slowing you down excessively. Delta Force also includes a body damage panel system. However, I find this system not deeply tied to gameplay mechanics. This makes it more of an informational feature. Overall, if I say in one word, Delta Force is a less punishing and more lighter version of Arena Breakout. Now here's what separates these both games actually, and why it might not be suitable for everyone. We all know extraction mode is based on gear progressions. Weapons can be upgraded to max, attachments improve stability and smooths out the overall weapon, or higher tier upgraded weapons provide clear noticeable advantages. If you're facing off with someone having better weapons and top tier gears, he can basically delete you while playing the game. On top of that, Delta Force includes operator abilities. Each operator has unique skills, tactical abilities, and ultimate powers. These abilities can directly change combats. Now your every fights can become drone attacks, multiple C4 that forces you to leave your position, or surprising bombardment attacks coming from 3 different players. So, instead of fights being purely weapon-based, they become influenced by multiple external factors. As a result, combat can sometimes feel like multiple abilities being used simultaneously, or increased difficulty in predicting fights. Now, comparing this with Arena Breakout, it maintains a strict hardcore design. No operator abilities, no hero-based mechanics, no ultimate skills. All combat is based on gunplay, positioning, and game sense. And that's the main thing creates a huge difference between Delta Force and Arena Breakout, and it might not be for everyone or suit your playstyle. Now I want you to let me know, guys, what's your opinion about this? And which game you're thinking to choose after hearing this? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be down there waiting for you. Another major limitation in Arena Breakout is the field of view. The game uses a fixed zoomed-in FOV and does not allow players to change it. The restriction is intentional to maintain realism and hardcore gameplay. However, this creates some issues. A lower FOV means less visible area on screen, reduced peripheral vision, and more difficulty spotting enemies. And this also means increased chance of eye strain or headaches due to the zoomed-in perspective. But on the other hand, Delta Force supports 100 FOV, which is more than enough to get a better view and play without that clunky vibes. Now let's get it to controls. Arena Breakout has a very complex control system. The game includes multiple separate buttons for different actions, such as climbing ladders, walking button, cooking grenades, checking ammos, but where I think many actions could have been simplified. Instead of separating, jump button could also handle ladder climbing. Slow joystick movement could control walking speed. Holding reload could be used for checking ammo, but instead, each function is assigned a separate button. This increases the number of on-screen buttons and makes the layout more complicated, and results in cluttered UI. I literally spend an hour to adjust my sensitivity and layout settings. Delta Force uses a much simpler and cleaner control system compared to Arena Breakout. Controls are easy to understand. Button layout is not overcrowded. Without needing long adjustment time, you can complete your whole setup easily, because Delta Force avoids excessive button separation. Both Arena Breakout and Delta Force offer strong visuals for competitive shooting games, with detailed environments, realistic lighting, good weapon models, and animations. Honestly, if I'm going to compare these two with Division Resurgence, you can clearly see the difference, how largely it impacts. Overall, both games can be rated around 7 to 8 out of 10, specifically on graphics compartment. But graphics doesn't mean much if optimization is bad, but hopefully both titles are developed under Tencent and Timi, which is known for stable performance and high-quality optimization. Because of this, both games run well on medium-tier devices. And in FPS, if you've mid-tier device, you're easily jumping off to 60 and 90, of course only if your device supports. And for all of this, both games require a similar amount of space, approximately ranging around 15 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes plus after full download and updates, like maps and additional resources. For modern mobile shooters, this is considered standard. Pay to win is one of the most important factors when choosing a game, especially in competitive shooters. If a game allows players to buy advantages, it directly affects fairness, progression, and long-term enjoyment for normal players. Let's switch to Arena Breakout. Arena Breakout is designed as a hardcore extraction shooter. The core progression system revolves around currency, specifically coins. Players earn it by looting in raids, selling items, or completing missions. However, sadly, the game also allows players to purchase currency using real money. This creates a major difference in progression speed. A free player needs multiple matches to build a proper loadout, buy high-tier armor, and get strong ammunition, whereas a pay-to-win player can instantly access high-tier gear, upgraded weapons, and strong ammo with better penetration. And honestly, this directly affects combat. Here's the thing. Ammo quality determines damage and armor penetration. Armor tier determines survivability. So when two players fight, a player with low-tier ammo may struggle to deal damage, and a player with high-tier ammo can eliminate faster. This means gear has a direct impact on PvP outcomes. Even though skill and positioning still matter, gear advantage reduces the margin for error. This system is referred as not pay to win directly, but something like pay to progress faster, where money does not guarantee victory, but it provides consistent advantages. But from my perspective, over time for normal players, this can lead to frustration, reduced motivation to grind, less engagement in PvP. So everyone is now camping, hiding in corners, less fighty, or just looting and extracting without PvP. Let's switch to Delta Force because it follows a completely different approach. The monetization system is focused on cosmetics, skins, battle pass rewards. There is no system to buy stronger weapons, buy better armor, or purchase gameplay advantages. They've literally said in their official statement that pay-to-win elements are prohibited from the game. That's why it creates a trust for every player out there to rely on Delta Force. But honestly, if I keep it real with you, considering how big Delta Force is, with its free-to-play accessibility on both PC, console, and mobile, it's having warfare like Battlefield mode and extraction shooter with lots of side modes, maps, events, and so on. I'm not going to discuss everything primarily here, but we should be aware that eventually they're going to run out of that thing. But it's very hard to sustain that big game without pay-to-win elements in free-to-play systems. This makes me wonder how long they're going to stick with it. If you're thinking exactly same as me too, then hit that like and subscribe button, because I'm planning to make a special dedicated video on this topic, so make sure you're not getting left behind. Now we're back to final conclusion and final question. Which game should you play? Well, if you like hardcore, where everything is realistic and real-life soldier experience, go for Arena Breakout. I recommend that game specially for you. But if you're looking for more lighter experience than Arena Breakout, or it feels harder to you, just go for Delta Force, because everything is perfect here, with high replayability depth, and it surely gets you hooked for hours. You don't realize when time skips, but Arena Breakout is pretty much slower, so replayability depth comes if you're interested only. So that was all of it from my side, and I hope this detailed breakout would have helped you more than any video out there to guess out which one would be perfect for you. And I hope I've made it clear for you so that you're not wasting your time anymore. But I want to hear from you, after watching this video, which one you're planning to try. And if you've already playing one of these, then comment down, share your experience. I'm waiting, and everyone waiting to know how it looks like from an experienced player's perspective. And it may help decide other too. Make sure to like and subscribe. This is Legacy signing out.